Today we're going to talk about probate assets versus non-probate assets. Probate assets are those assets which must pass through probate to get to your heirs unless you've done some other type of planning to avoid probate with those assets. But let's just talk about the common things that most people own that could be non-probate assets. So to do that, I've got my handy little non-probate pot here. And into the pot goes things that could be non-probate assets. The first one here is a life insurance policy. Life insurance policy with a properly filled out beneficiary designation will pass outside of probate, outside of the court supervised process, to whoever you name, provided that beneficiary designation is properly filled out. The second example here would be a bank account with a payable on death designation. So let's say you name your daughter as the payable on death beneficiary of your bank account. Upon your death, she presents the death certificate. The bank account should be paid directly to her by the bank without going through probate. The next example would be real estate that's owned as joint tenants with rights of survivorship. So let's say you own it as joint tenants with rights of survivorship with someone else, or possibly with your spouse's marital property. That real estate will pass to them outside of probate. And finally, we have assets put into a properly funded revocable trust or irrevocable trust. That's one of the primary ways to avoid probate. You can put any asset, in fact you can put all your assets, most assets, into a revocable trust and completely bypass probate. Now you're thinking, well, what other assets do I have? Common assets that have value are household furnishings, works of art, jewelry, cars, real estate. All of that can be retitled into the name of your revocable trust to avoid probate, or you can use one of these other methods. But for some assets such as jewelry, works of art, animals, livestock, there is no real title that you can just fill out and make someone a joint owner, and there's often no beneficiary designation you could fill out, for example 100 head of cattle. So a revocable living trust is often your best way to avoid probate for those type of assets. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit the difference between a probate asset, one that must go through probate to reach your heirs, and a non-probate asset, one that you can bypass probate relatively easily. Stay tuned for more topics, and thanks for watching.